Hey, I'm Kaedalus, and I'm the composer and sound designer for Stackmon. My goal for the overall sound of the game has been to achieve textured and tactile sounds with an ASMR-like quality that help create that cozy vibe. When it comes to the Stackmon themselves though, as they are these fantastical creatures of all shapes and sizes, giving them all distinct and fitting voices was my #1 objective. The process for some of these sounds is quite simple, like lining up the sounds of a real owl with some electricity and doing minor tweaks. Others may involve getting our team members to make a lot of goofy noises into a microphone and working from there. And some are more complex. I'll be quickly breaking down the process for one of those today. The sound of this Stackmon, Thumpant. My first step is usually analyzing the design of the Stackmon. If they have clear real-life animal inspirations, I'll usually do some research on the sounds they make and how they make them. Some animals make really unexpected sounds if you've never heard them before. I find it also helps to imagine the Stackmon in movement or performing an action, thinking of how it would move and what sounds that could entail. In this case, I thought of how the classic elephant trumpet sounds we usually hear in movies had a similar quality to the sound that many motors and machinery tend to produce. Think a vacuum cleaner or a car revving up and stopping. With that in mind, I set some recordings of servos and motors that I could use. When I simply layered them together though, they didn't quite fit and clearly sounded like two separate sounds. So first I decided to process the natural elephant sounds to make them sound more robotic and digital. For that, the first thing I did was add and highlight harmonics, which are extra tones derived from the original sound, to give it this synthetic edge. Then I spent a good amount of time messing around with some filters and effects to achieve a grittier, more aggressive sound. And once I was satisfied, it was time to work on the machine sources. I selected some of my favorite sounds from the ones I had picked and started to work on them to mix with the organic sounds. This involved moving around and blending parts of the source sounds, as well as manually changing their pitch to match the trumpeting. While doing that, I also used some tools to highlight or hide specific characteristics of each sound that I felt were important and would make it fit in better with the overall sound. After that, I felt it was sounding mechanical but not electric enough, so I grabbed some electrical sounds and started messing with them. After listening a bit, I decided I wanted to create a sound that resembled an engine or a power source that would grow and diminish in sync with the main sound. So to achieve that, I used a low pass or high cut filter, however you want to call it. And by making it move back and forth and changing its speed, you can create this effect. Once I was satisfied with the movements, I went back to designing the core sound of this electricity by playing around with the pitch. And after that, I wanted to give it more presence, so I did some editing on some other sounds and layered them with the first one, while routing them all through the same effects. Then it was time to add some spark. I wanted to have some additional impact as the sound reached its highest point and began to wind down, sort of an energy release. Once I added and synchronized that, I now had all the sections of the sound. The elephant, the motors, the power source, and the sweeteners. After some more volume adjustments to the individual parts, we finally have the final product. With that, I had to make some more variations of the sound by mixing and matching and altering stuff, but once that's done and exported, it's ready to be put in game. Alright, I hope this was interesting and at least a little bit fun to watch. I also hope you will play and enjoy Stackmon, and that you will like the voices of all the other 99 creatures you can adventure with in there. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.